What is going on, guys? I hope you're doing well. Let's talk about the FX3 Mark II. Well, we're going to talk about the rumors and some of the things that are starting to come out with, Sony rumors and just a bunch of YouTubers making videos about the upcoming FX3 Mark II. Now, I personally think that this camera is coming very, very soon because there are a lot of good cameras that are being released, like the Z6 Mark III that just got released recently. You also have the R5 Mark II that is supposed to be released very soon by Canon, actually within this week, right? This next upcoming week. And you also have the R1 that is supposed to be released, and I'm sure those cameras are going to be amazing in video and of course photography. That's really what they are. They're more hybrid cameras. But with that said, with all of these new cameras being released, I think that the FX3 Mark II is on its way. Also, the original FX3 was released many years ago, feels like forever ago. So I think it's definitely time for a refresh and an update. Now, some of the things that, I've seen, I've heard, and I've just read with, on Sony Rumors website, which, they're pretty reliable, is that this camera is supposed to be a 12 megapixel global shutter camera. Now, for those of you who don't know, global shutters they just don't have a shutter. It's just the whole entire sensor is exposed and the whole entire sensor is read out at the same exact time. So there's not any, kind of curtain closing the image. It's just a continuous image, which is just incredible. I mean, we've seen that with the A9 Mark III. For photography, that camera is just, you can't beat it. It is pretty much the best thing out there when it comes to fast moving sports things. Now for video, however, there are cameras out there that use global shutter. They are pretty expensive. I mean, one of them being, Red, of course. They use global shutter, and we all know how well Red cameras perform. They are great, exceptional. Now, one of the huge benefits of having a global shutter camera is that there is no rolling shutter anymore. So I can definitely see how this camera is going to be amazing for people capturing just fast moving subjects, just live action, just run and gun. No rolling shutter. That's absolutely nuts. I also believe that this camera is going to have some insane dynamic range. I would not be surprised if we're going to see 16 plus stops of dynamic range. I don't think it's going to be 17 plus like what Red claims, but I think we're going to be better than the FX3 for sure. I did see some rumors about 4K 240. I think that's a bit overkill. 4K 120 is, I think, great in my opinion. I mean, it's slow enough. I just really don't see the need for 4K 240, but I guess we'll see. Now, one other thing that I read was that it looks like the A7S4 is probably going to be phased out, or it's probably not going to happen. And I kind of agree. It doesn't really make sense to have that A7S4 when the FX3 Mark II or FX4, whatever they decide to call it, will be released. And then on top of that, there's rumors out there saying that you can get an EVF, which would be pretty cool. Something like what the Sigma FP is doing, where you have a whole separate dedicated EVF that's high quality, that's kind of detachable to allow for portability, but yet again also let you use it when you need it as a director. I think if that happens, then yeah, there's definitely no need for an A7S4. I didn't see anything about any new upgraded processors. I wouldn't be surprised if they do have an upgraded processor to go along with the just new features that this body is going to have. Now, let's talk about some of the things that, kind of like a wish list, something that I would love to see on this camera. I don't know if Sony's going to do it, but I think they have to because pretty much everyone else has it. Nikon has it. Canon has it, Zcam has it, all these cameras have it, but Sony give us RAW, like a S-RAW with 12-bit, something that, is very, very robust, just like next level from 10-bit. I think Sony can do it, and I would not be surprised if they do it with the FX3 Mark II or the FX4, whatever they decide to call it. I gotta say, I really hope that the camera has more megapixels than 12, only because I do use 6.2K open gate. I wish that this camera has open gate, but it probably won't. We'll see. I mean, I understand why they're doing 12 megapixels. I mean, it's just a low light beast monster. So I completely understand. And also the image looks really, really good. It looks really organic. It looks like a film. I totally get the 12 megapixels, but it's just for people that create vertical content, horizontal content. Shooting in 6.2K really helps you, when you want to recrop later down the road. The other thing, this is just wishful thinking, is ProRes. I do use ProRes because I have a Mac, and ProRes works really well with Mac. So if they can do ProRes internally in the body without me having to attach my Atomos Ninja V, then that would be awesome. Huge bonus, and it would definitely make me want to consider getting one of those. Internal NDs, I don't think this camera is big enough to have internal NDs, and I think that they will save that for the FX6s and the FX9s, so I don't think we're going to get internal NDs. The other thing that I would hope this camera has is perhaps just better IBIS. Sony is not really known for having amazing IBIS unless you use the gyro data and you kind of stabilize that in post. I think that if they just make it better, something, I mean, not like Panasonic level good, but maybe kind of close to Panasonic, I think the camera would just be killer. Overall, I think if like half of these upgrades become reality, this camera is going to definitely be like the new king on the block when it comes to videography in a very compact small body. I know the original FX3 is extremely reliable. People swear by it. People love it. They have used it in very large production, movies. I get that. I've personally never used the FX3. I've used the ZVE1, and I thought the image quality on that was very good at, super high ISO, 12,800. It looked really good. So I know the FX3 is incredible. If this one has half the list of what I just said, it's going to just be the best camera out there for videographers, content creators, just, even, bigger production houses, I think, would benefit from this camera. Yeah, again, these are just all rumors, speculations, and just my wish list of what this camera, should have, in my opinion. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to help me in my small channel. And if you have any questions, if you have any comments, concerns, leave those in the comment section below, and let's have a discussion. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.